So 3 years after their movies has been put on Disney Plus for 3 years straight, we finally get a Pixar movie that actually goes to theaters, and it's actually pretty solid, and it involves everyone's favorite space ranger. Let's talk about it. Lightyear tells the story of a young astronaut who, after being marooned on a hostile planet with his commander and crew, tries to find a way back home while confronting the threat in the form of the evil Zurg. What's going on, everyone? It is Joshua, Future Filmmaker Reviews. If you are new to the channel, I talk movies, TV, music, and anime. I do reviews, rankings, top 10 lists, and all that such. If you guys like any of that, consider hitting the subscribe button and all my social media links in the description box down below. With that being said, comment in the comment section. Let's talk about Lightyear. Did you see it? Did you not? Did you like it? Do you hate it? Are you in the middle? Where do you stand with this as far as Pixar's filmography as well as the Toy Story series? Lightyear was a movie I was actually pretty excited to see because it has been a very long time. It's been since 2020, since Onward, that we've gotten a Pixar movie to come out in theaters. And I remember a lot of people, a lot of us, including myself, we were worried that this would not get to be a theatrical release. And I am a fan of the Toy Story movies. I love all four of them. I know some of y'all out there hate the third Toy Story movie, but I think Toy Story 4 is a better movie than what most naysayers say. And I definitely do think it was a satisfying end to that original series of films. So you get Angus MacLane, who at the time, while doing Finding Dory, he had an idea for a space movie with Buzz Lightyear. Add to the mix, you get actors like Chris Evans, Taika Waititi, and Keke Palmer. Angus MacLane himself getting on to direct it. And this is also the first Pixar movie to finally have a theatrical release. After years after Soul and Luca and Turning Red were assigned to be released on Disney Plus due to the closure of theaters and the ongoing pandemic, and this was the first movie to come for IMAX. So this was also causing a lot of controversy because of a 2-second moment, which over a freaking kiss, which I'm not going to get into that because I think the controversy about that is just beyond stupid and is ridiculous. Cowards! I went into this movie with an optimistic mindset. I like animated films, I like Chris Evans as an actor, and I like the rest of the cast involved, so I wanted to see where this will go. And I will say, while this is not top tier Pixar, I definitely do enjoy it a lot more than most people say. Starting off with the animation. Every time you go into a Pixar movie, or a DreamWorks movie, or a Sony Pictures Animation movie, or Illumination movie, one thing you do have to give credit for is the animation. The animation style in this movie is very monochromatic. It's a different type of animation, and this proves why Pixar is still one of the best animated film studios working today. And I do like the fact with movies like Onward and Soul and Luca and Turning Red, and now in this movie, they are taking more chances. They want to step out of the comfort zone because, let's face it, every movie studio, including animation studios, you can't stay in your comfort zone forever. You're going to have to venture out. You're going to have to be willing to take risks. And while some of you out there hate Turning Red for wanting to take a big risk, I appreciated the effort with Turning Red, as well as with Luca wanting to take some big risks. Some people didn't pay off, but I was one of those people who did like Luca, and I did like Turning Red. And the animation here is no exception. This is a $200 million budget. It is beautiful animation, from the space settings, the way the design of the characters look, to even some of the planets and the adventure that they go on. I think it's actually pretty well done. So I definitely do have to give credit to the animation here. To top it that off, continuing, we do have to talk about the voice cast. And I do love the voice cast. Evans as Buzz Lightyear. I know a lot of people hate the fact it's not Tim Allen, but let's face it. When you were younger and Buzz Lightyear Star Command, the TV show used to come on cable, Did you really think that was Tim Allen? No. It's Chris Evans. He brings his own flavor, his own persona. He brings some of that gravitas to his interpretation of Buzz Lightyear, and he's very good in the movie. He's very charismatic. Chris Evans is one of the most charismatic actors we're seeing between the Avengers and stuff like 913 movie and the two Fantastic Four movies back in the day. And he is great in the movie. I think he's very charismatic. He brings a lot of energy and a lot of fun to Buzz while maintaining that awesomeness that we love with Buzz Lightyear. Keke Palmer as Izzy Hawthorne, which she is the granddaughter of a character named Alicia. I think she does a great job as well. Keke Palmer is another one of those actresses and singers I do like. I did grow up with True Jackson and Keelan the Bee, and the first thing I did see her in was Medea's Family Reunion. And she's great here, and I'm looking forward to seeing what she does in Jordan Peele's No. Peter's song is Socks. I think this Robotic Cat was one of the cutest things they had. Pixar has done. It's very adorable. He has a lot of funny moments, and also he's a pretty scene stealer. He does a very good job in the role, and I do like what they were giving him. The rest of the cast as well, Taika Waititi and Dale Souls and James Brolin, which we'll get to, and even Bill Hader. A lot of the voice actors here are very well done. I do like the voice acting here. I also really enjoyed the production and the scope and the actual score by Michael Giacchino. I do love the score here. Michael Giacchino, it's not his best score, but even on Your Worst Day at the Office, I do think he still turns in a pretty solid score. And he just came off that awesome score with the Batman back in March, and I think this is a very good score. It's very Interstellar-like, and I will say I think the movie is directed very well, is written very well mostly. We'll get into it. We'll get into the issue I do have with it, but I do think it's a very well directed film. While I do wish it kind of went full on more for its premise, I will say Lightyear, it did take its premise to the best advantage, the best way it knew how. I do get some entertaining value. There was some comedy here I very much laughed at. There was a lot of jokes here I didn't mind. There were things in this I did not expect, and it was really awesome, and I appreciate the effort of what this movie was trying to do. Even if I don't always love what Pixar does, like the Cars movies, I can't hate them as an animation company because they put out consistent quality stuff. Some of you can hate Tony Red all you want, you can hate Luca all you want, but this is a studio, despite this movie's box office, they're not gonna slow down and they're not gonna give in to the dark commands. Moving on into my negatives, I will say the negatives for me, I will say I don't really think the story kind of took advantage of what it was doing as it should have. While I do appreciate the great throwback to classic sci-fi movies of the yesteryear with gorgeous animation and performances, I do feel like it did miss the mark a little bit on some things it was trying to go for. A few moments of the humor where it didn't really land as much as it should have. Really take full advantage of it. I do feel like it should have lean more into the 90s sci-fi action, and it goes into the direction like what if Buzz was a toy. It should have went more into what if this was the 90s Buzz, what made anyone want to buy it. And when you get into why everybody wanted to buy Buzz Lightyear, while I do appreciate the reveal of it, I don't think it was earned as much as it should have been. But that's one of the issues I do have for me. But the story they went with wasn't completely terrible. As I said with Luca, that's not the greatest story, but I like what it was trying to do. It was a humor that I didn't think were all that funny. Like with a few of the other characters, some of the jokes with Taika Waititi was a little weird, but that's his style. He didn't write it, so I will give him the benefit of the doubt. And as someone who has come around on him, I will say I don't really feel like some of his jokes landed that much for me. I think some of it was a little too out there but it's not completely terrible. I don't really like what they do with Zurg here. Now, look, I love Zurg. Zurg is a great Pixar villain. He's awesome. But I feel like Toy Story 2, why not just get Andrew Stanton to come back? I know he's probably busy with something else, but because James Brolin, he does a very good job in the role. I think he's intimidating, but I don't think they gave him much to do there, and it's kind of disappointing considering the fact that where they take Zurg is a little disappointing, and this is more of a detriment to people because you people just chose not to watch this movie over a freaking 2-second kiss that's not even that relevant. Cowards! Yes, the granddaughter is related to a certain character. That's all I'm really gonna say. But it's not worth getting upset about over it. Your own, and just by doing this, it's not woke. It's just for 2 seconds. So all people are saying this movie is woke. Bullshit! That is bullshit! Shut up! Enough with your woke, racist, hatred, and bigotry. I'm sorry to say this, but this movie is not woke. You people are just and every time somebody uses that word, I'm just gonna look at you and be like, shut up. Because you've overplayed that word long enough, and it's gotten to the point of tiresome. But all in all, I think Lightyear is a good Pixar movie. It is a good movie. I would recommend this. If you are someone who's still on the fence about seeing this over the controversy, wait for Disney Plus. Remember, that little thing I just mentioned is only for 2 seconds in the montage. It's not the entire movie. They never even focus on it. They never even address it. It's not top tier Pixar. It's not even Pixar's greatest movie ever. But I will say, for what we got, it's a good, entertaining spin-off in the Toy Story franchise with the character of Buzz Lightyear. That is a nice throwback to classic sci-fi movies of yesteryear. Beautiful animation. Its heart is in the right place. It has good score, good performances, and Chris Evans does a good job as the title character. So I am willing to let this go off with a highly recommended. Again, if you don't like the movie, that's completely fine, but this is a movie I feel like more people should at least be fair about. It's rather than just being bigotry and hateful over a freaking 2-second scenario that doesn't even last that long. Judge the movie for yourself, and we'll talk about it. So what did you guys think of Lightyear in the comment section down below? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Or is somewhere right in the middle? That's gonna do it for this video. I'm gonna leave my little channel here so you can subscribe to it. I'm also gonna leave a video here and a playlist of all the other movies I talked about in 2022 right there. All my social media links, scratch the box down below, as well as my Cash App, as well if you'd like some money there to me, or my Amazon wish list and my address, so in case you want to send anything. As always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay Epictastic, join the Epictasticness, and you guys keep it cool.